In this video, we're going to learn about how to show a list of records in a tabular format using data table component. So you'll also learn how to add a screen flow on a writing record page, how to pass the information or the record detail to the flow, and also you will learn about how to use this data element get records to fetch data from the database. So talking about data table component, so this is a newly introduced component in Salesforce Flow. It is introduced in Windows in Winter 23 release, and it is also in the beta version. So use it at your discretion right now. Prior to this, we did not have this data table component. So we had to leverage an App Exchange products to show data in a tabular format. Now we have a beta version. So let's see how we can, use this data table beta version component and see how we can show the data on the screen. So let's start with the business use case. So the business use case we're trying to solve is, so there is a requirement coming in from Chief Sales Officer wherein he wants to see a list of high volume deals or large deals having size or amount more than 5 million. So basically opportunities, isn't it? So he wants to see that opportunity in a nice tabular format, on the account record page. So that's the expectation, from the chief sales officer. So as an admin, so we're going to do that without writing a single line of code. And this is how the final output will look like. On the record page, account record page, there will be a section where we will just, you know, we'll just show that screen flow and all the details in a tabular format, just like this, right? So let's get started. So what we'll do is we'll just go and then create a new flow, and I'm going to choose screen flow. The first thing is I'm going to create a resource. Basically, I need to know the account ID, right, which is launching the flow so that I can go ahead and then, fetch all the related opportunities, isn't it? So I'm going to create a variable. I'll use this naming convention v underscore current account record. And I'm going to choose data type as record because I'm going to have information about the entire record that is launching the flow, not just the account ID. So that's the reason I've chosen data type as record, and the object is, yes, it is account. And most importantly, I'm going to enable this, or I make it available for input, which means the flow will wait for the input coming in from the caller. In our case, right, I'm going to drop this screen flow on the record page. So the account record page is the caller that is, calling this flow. So I'll say done. Now we got this variable created. Let's go ahead and then create or get list of, all the opportunities and then apply the filter. Okay. So for which I'm going to use get records. So this is going to help me to get data from the database. I'll just say get opportunities. So I'll just say go and then get all the opportunities from the opportunity object, whereas where the account ID has to match with the ID of the account that is launching the flow. Number one. Number two, I'm going to add a condition on the amount. So I got the amount has to be greater than, it has to be 5 million, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I did not follow the best practice here. We should not hard code. Either we have to use, custom settings or labels right here to, to have this value, in a more configured way. But for simplicity, let me just hard code. So this will, return me data from the database, right? So I don't want just to hold the first record. I would just want the system or Salesforce Flow, right, will store all the opportunities. It may be 1 or 10 or 15, whatnot, right? So whatever the list of opportunities, right, that are matching this criteria, I just want to hold all the records. And I'm going to let Salesforce to keep all the data for me. So while I do this, you can just see on the left in the resource, automatically it will create a variable for me. So that Salesforce, automatically does it for us. So done. So now you can see this, right? Now I can use this variable wherever required. Basically, this is where I get all the filtered opportunities, and this is going to be the input for my data table. So let's see how that works. I click plus, and then I'm just going to add the screen component. And let me give a name to this um, screen. I'll just say big deals. Yeah. And I'm going to search for data table. As I said earlier, this is in beta version, recently introduced in winter 23 release, right? Just okay, we have the terms and conditions, perfect, done. So let's click on the data table. Let's give a name. I'll say big underscore deals. Okay, big opportunities. I'll just say them. The name is taken already, and the label has to be. I'll just say big deals. Let this be the title of the data table. Okay, and this is the key part. So this is where we have to feed data to this data table. So in our case, I want to show the opportunities, the filtered opportunities, right? When I click here, so this is showing me the record collection from the previous step. So I'll just simply map this. That's all I'm going to do it. Okay. I got three options. I can make this data table read only, completely read only. Yeah. Or I can make users right to select one record or multiple records. Okay. In our case, I'm going to just make this just view only and not let user to choose anything, from there because it's going to be, it's just a display purpose, right? I'm going to do it. So that's it. I'm going to make it review only. I'll click on configure columns and this is where we can, add columns to the data table. I want to show the opportunity name, yeah, and I'll say done. And I'll just repeat the step. I want to show the opportunity amount, and also I want to show the stage, and let's add the probability as well, probability percentage. So I'll say done. So it is also possible to configure our own or a custom label to the column. So if I just choose this custom column label, I can just say instead of showing probability percentage, right? I'll just say win probability percentage. I could just add this, give a custom label to the column, and just say done. That's just pretty much, let's go ahead and then say done. And let's save this one. So I'll just follow this naming convention. It's a screen flow colon to show big deals. Yeah. Show advanced. Yes, we can see details, current date time. Perfect. Done. So let's activate this. So now this has been activated. I'll go back to the account page. So what I'll do is I'll just go here and then edit this page. So let me bring that flow to the page. Let me remove things, the components. Let's add a flow component right here. Just drag and then drop. And right here, when you click, so this is where I just configure the flow. So I'm looking for screen flow show big deals, and then yeah, and right here, right, remember the variable that we exposed, as an input, right? So this is how the screen can pass the data, the current account data to the flow. Yeah, so I'll just say pass all the fields from the record into this flow variable. That's it. So I'll just say save, then go back here. Now let's see that. Of course, I can see, three big deals. All are, having amount more than 5 million, isn't it? So I do have 5 opportunities right here, but this is showing, only the 3 deals because we just applied a filter on the amount, right? So most importantly, as you can see, this is a read-only data table, on the screen. So this is how you can use Salesforce's, the latest addition, right? Data table beta version, and then to show any data on the screen to the user in a data table format. If we just go back here, and this is what we just did. we added the screen flow on the lightning record page. You have seen that. Also, we managed to pass the entire data right to the flow, and also we use get records to get all the opportunities, right, related opportunities of the count, right, and then we applied filter on the amount, and finally we managed to show all the list of records in a tabular format.